In this video, I'm gonna show you how to fake the lens background blur in Photoshop. If you are here for the first time, my name is Pav, and on this channel I talk about all things photography and video, cameras, lenses, gear reviews and tutorials. So today we are doing tutorial because I haven't done these for a while, but I'm planning to do tutorials alongside my usual gear reviews every week. So without stalling, let's go straight into it. I'm not gonna lie, the best method to get perfectly blurred background is to use wide aperture lens. But sometimes, like in this example, this picture was taken with 35mm f2 lens. Because it's so wide, the background won't blur enough. So to do this, what we need to do is remove the girl from the photo. We're gonna blur the background and put her back on top of it. This obviously will depend on the quality of your picture, but if your subject is standing out clearly like on this, it's actually very simple process. If you go to select subject, the Photoshop is gonna automatically select a person like in this example. So I'm gonna copy her with the command C, Control C on the PC and paste her back in. So now I've got two layers. One is just the subject and one is the original photo. Now to remove the girl from the photo, I'm gonna copy the background layer. So that gives me a new layer here. And now I'm gonna command click on the Mac, the layer with the girl on it, to select her again. This is Control click on the layer on the PC. Now I've got a mask selection around the subject again. Now I'm gonna go to select and modify and expand it by 10 pixels. That's kind of just to make the selection just slightly bigger than the subject itself. I'm gonna hide the layer with the subject off now and go to background layer now with the selection and delete. You can just use simply backspace on the Mac or a delete on a PC, or you can go to edit and fill. Now what Photoshop will do, it will look around the photo and will fill that space inside the mask with the background, content aware. Here we go. This is not perfect, but it's perfect enough. With a command D or Control D on the PC, you can actually remove the mask now. It's not perfect, but if you put the subject back on, it actually looks as good as the original photo. But now we got two separate layers. We've got the background and the subject. So now to blur it, if you look at the photo, the foreground where the feet are is actually sharp. So probably somewhere sharp all the way up to her hands is fairly sharp, and after that is dropping off. That's what we want to do with this. I'm gonna go to background layer, right click it and convert to smart object. This is important. Now go to filter and select blur gallery. And from blur gallery, select tilt shift. That's very important. You don't want to use Gaussian blur or lens blur. Tilt shift is a blur which basically goes gradually from blur to sharpness to blur. And on this photo, this actually will work very well. Now with these lines, the tilt shift filter lines, I can actually position how gradual is the filter. I'm gonna move it down firstly, so it's as low as possible. And I'm gonna move these lines on the bottom to make bottom of the picture perfectly sharp. And now move these lines to spread my graduation of my blur. Now on here, I'm gonna add symmetric distortion. That, in my opinion, adds that real look of the lens, the character lenses usually give you. And just adjust the blur to my desired liking. If you push this too much, it's gonna look fake and stuck on. So it's kind of just finding the right sweet spot and how much graduation in that blurriness you get. I think that's about right. Here you go. Simple as that. Okay, let the Photoshop do its thing, and we're done. Simple as that. So this is what we got before and after. Now, it's important to have a smart object here because now it's a smart filter added to it, and I can actually go back to it if I wanted to change anything or graduation of the filter or the strength of it. And this is it. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give me the thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, tutorials, gear reviews, photography video, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.